What's going on, everybody? It's your man Chuck Creekmer, aka Jigsaw, and you are here at allhiphop.com. And we got one of the legends, one of the pioneers, even if you will, of hip hop, but still doing it. Still doing it. Father MC. What's going on, King?
What's going on with you, bro?
I'm good, man. It's good to talk to you, man. It's been a minute. I mean, like forever, really, but I know your brother, Marquand, so we always talk about you, man.
Man, it's crazy. It's been a minute, though, definitely.
So how you doing these days?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. Been just working. The pandemic got me back in the lab. So, it's been a great thing. It's been a blessing, but it's also been, I feel messed up for the people that suffered through it. You know what I mean? Like, prayers go up to a lot of people. I lost a lot of people. I lost a lot of people I grew up with, Andre Harrell, Prince Marky D, my mentor and one of my producers, I lost them, it was crazy, man. It's crazy.
Man, wow. You just hit me with a couple blows there, obviously, man. I know Andre Harrell and Prince Marky D are just legends, man, like crazy.
Yeah.
I try not to it's crazy, man, but in my brain sometimes I know people do pass away, but in my brain, it's like they continue on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a coping mechanism for me because
It was crazy.
If you dwell on it too much, you won't even be able to live, really.
Man, I took Andre Harrell's death like really crazy, but Marky D did it for me. Like his death really did it for me. Like it was like, damn. Like my guy, and you know what I'm saying? Like I was close to Andre, I was close to Hev, I was close to all of the cats. God bless Hev too. But for some reason, Marky D shit just hit me. Probably because we were more closer in age, and Andre Harrell was my mentor. Plus, he signed me. You know what I'm saying? And me and Andre were like this, but for some reason, Prince just hit me. It was like a reality. Like whoa,
Yeah, definitely. It was a tough one, man. And I had DM'd Prince Marky D like 2 days before he passed.
Dude,
he didn't respond.
I tell everybody this on everything.
Really?
I called Prince Marky D. I called him 2 days before he passed. And I called him just to talk, just to crack jokes, because we used to do that. We used to always crack jokes on other artists, and we used to, everybody. And I just, for some reason, he didn't pick up. So I'm like, all right, Mark probably in the club somewhere, whatever. And wow, when I was in the studio, I was in here and I got a hit in my IG, my DM. Somebody hit me and said, yo, man, you heard about your boy? I'm like, nah. And then I didn't even pay the DM no attention, really, right? And they sent me the video and everything saying that Mark was gone. I didn't pay no attention. So when he DM'd me again, I'm like, yo, what? I'm working, like what? And then when I looked at it and I read it, I'm like, stop playing, man. Next thing you know, my guy, one of my producer friends, Jannard Parker, calls me and says, yo, is it true? I said, tell me it's not true. Instead of hearing it from the street and here, I just called Corey Rooney, Mark's partner. I called Corey, and Corey was like, yeah, father, shit is real. Shit happened, and I was like, damn, like, stop everything.
Man, that's crazy. Well, we're going to talk about Prince Marky D and Andre Harrell a little bit more in this conversation, but I want to take a trip back a little bit. Let's go back to Brooklyn and talk about the earliest beginnings and how you got started in the game from a hip-hop point of view, and what ultimately led you to move to Queens and really push this rap thing.
In Brooklyn, I started off, I was young, you know what I'm saying? And the thing that was crazy about Brooklyn was I was a terrorist. Like I was bad as shit. And I remember I got in a little trouble. I was rapping, not really getting it in. I got in trouble. I got caught. So long story short, I went to court. The judge kicked me out of Brooklyn. He kicked me out. You can't go to no school. I don't want to see you in Brooklyn. If you do, we're gonna hold you in contempt, and we're gonna bring your charges back up. You're gonna get treated like an adult, and you out of here. So that forced my mother to force her hand. She moved to Queens for Rockaway, the 6th borough, and that's when I ain't have nobody out there. So the only thing else I had was me and my brothers, and I'm like, you know what? My pen was my friend, man. And my pen I started really getting into it and started really digging it, and then start hearing all of these records and hearing everything. And it was cool. It was good for me. It was a good look.
Nice. What inspired you to start picking up the pen? If anything, like who, what,
I mean, I was a bag of trouble. You get what I'm saying? So, and being I just moved to Far Rockaway, I ain't know nobody. And there was this cat, I remember the 5%ers, the 5% Nation. And I remember I'm going to IS 53, junior high school at this point, right? So I go to the shit, and the first thing I see, just moving to Queens for Rock, I don't know nobody. I just see these cats beating the shit out of this dude, man. I mean, because he ain't know his mathematics. So they stomping him out. I mean, this is like 70 dudes, no exaggeration, like almost killing this dude. Wow. And I'm seeing it. I had on a chain, a little gold chain. And it was fake too. That's the crazy shit. And I never forget this cat from Redfern. He came to me, he said, yo, if you don't want this to happen to you, you know what I'm saying, give me your chain. Now, I don't know nobody, free exchange. Wow. I'm like, all right. I said, you got it. But I knew in my head, I knew. I gave him the chain because I was like, yo, I'm good. I'm easy money, baby. I knew I'd see him again. And I gave him the chain. Now, I'm in the school and I'm getting popular in Far Rockaway. Ninth grade, they fucked up and they put us, now everybody calling me father, everybody, teachers, everybody. And now, I ain't saying I got Farrakh on lock, but I had Farrakh. And I had all the 5%ers, I had everybody fucking with me. So then they put the guy that took my chain in my homeroom class. And when we used to play dice. We used to play CeeLo. And Big Andy was a football player, and he lived up the street from me. And next thing you know, I just remembered for some reason out of the clear blue, I just remembered this guy making me give him my chain. Right. So I took all the money off the floor and I gave everybody back their bread. And I took his money and put it in my pocket and I'm walking. So now he's like running in back of me. He's running in back of me like, your father, come on, man. Yo, what's going on? I said, man, get the fuck out of here. And he's like, what? I said, this is payback for my chain, nigga. And then he looked and he was like, so like it went out of his brain. He forgot. And I said, this, he said, the chain. I said, the chain you took, nigga, remember? And he was like, yo, no, man, yo, God, we're going to do this. I said, yo, what you want? What's really good? And Andy's like, whoa, we could run this in the hallway. And he in Far Rockaway hallway was like a prison. Like you stop the stairs. It only took like two people to hold this section, Andy holding this section. It was it. And everybody was crowded. And I whipped the shit out this cat, man. At the end of the day, we go to the dean's office. They come and get us. Now he's still buffoon, like, why are we fighting? You was my cat. And I'm in the office and I'm like, yo, dude, the dean even laughed. They said, why did you do this to this dude? I said, he robbed me. And he, in his face, I could see in his face looking at me like, robbed you? And I said, yeah, he took my chain when I was in IS 53. And my dean, I'll never forget, my dean just looked at me and started laughing. And he said, man, if you don't get your ass to class, and I was like, so when I became, it was a lot of shenanigans that I did in Far Rock to hold my own. You get what I'm saying? And then when I had Brooklyn come out, I had a beef with a cat from Far Rockaway. I was hitting his sister, and he didn't like me for some reason. And same project, I always had beef with Redfern. I never had a beef with no other projects but Redfern. But I put that fire out. And he was in Rikers Island, and he came to the class, man. Remember Gazelles was out and Adidas suits and the Adidas with the fat shoelaces. And I'm I'm going to the school. I'm sitting there smoking a cigarette. This cat comes, I see him. Me and this guard named Raheem. We see him. He drives in with a whole bunch of dudes, right? This is the funniest shit ever now. And he walks in, and I'm standing right there. He says, no, he sees me, look me in my face. And then he walks through the whole auditorium, man. Y'all seen Father? I can hear this cat. Yo, y'all seen Father? Y'all seen Father? So everybody was like, nah, because I ain't go in yet. So he comes out. Next thing you know, he's like, yo, man, he all in my face. I'm like, oh, man, this cat, man. This cat, not today, man. Come on, man. I'm like, come on, man. And he's like, look, if we going outside, we shouldn't film. I go outside. So the guard, Raheem, he was from Jamaica. He told me, he said, look, man, you got to box this dude. He said, but I got you. Ain't nobody else going to jump in. I got you. I said, all right, cool.
Okay.
My Adidas wasn't tied, right? And I knew my shoe was going to come off. I said, yo, let me tie mine. All I remember him saying was, yo, it's a fair one. Mine's ain't tied either, nigga, so let's go. Woo, woo. Man, I whipped that boy so bad. It was crazy. It was crazy. Even the guys he bought didn't even want to jump in. God. And I had him lumped up, real talk. So I'm in class now. I go to class. They send somebody. I see my boy, Corey. He comes knock at the back of the window and say, yo, I heard what's going on. I said, I'm easy, man. They come, the cop come, because Farak had cops. We had security guards, but we had cops too. Cop come and get me, take me downstairs. He's sitting there. First they asked me, did I want to press charges? I was like, nah, press charges for what? You know what I'm saying? And then he's standing there, sitting there looking at me. The worst thing ever is what he told me. Now I'm small. I'm a small dude in high school, right? He's from Rikers Island, so I'm intimidated. That's first for one. I was after I beat his ass. But then I'm sitting there, he's sitting across from me, and he's like this. You think you tough because you gained weight or something? You bigger? He should have never said that shit. Man, I looked at myself like this, like, I said, yeah, so like, you know, I'm thinking and then I told the teacher, I said, yo, dude, I don't know what he mad because I'm hitting his sister or whatever. But then he said, I'm gonna fuck you up after school. I'm like, all right, so I leave. I knew he was serious too. Like, so I called my cousins up in BK and said, yo, man, I got a problem. Y'all just need to be here. And they said, we'll be there I said, no, y'all need to be here at 2:30. And I walked outside and he got all of his people from the projects there. I walked outside and said, here we go. This is about to be crazy, man. At the end of the day, when I walked down, I just heard somebody go, like, whistle, like, shh. And I looked, and it was nothing but Brooklyn. And then I looked on this side, Brooklyn. Cats creeping out from this side, Brooklyn. And they said, oh, my God, they said, we're going to have a fair one. And I doubled down on him again. And every time I fought him, he wouldn't, I fought him for at least, I think, my whole time during high school. I beat the kid up every time. He tried to rob me out like, when I'd see him on, like, the weekend or something. I see him with my moms, we fighting. I see him and I used to beat him every time. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. But
it's the same dude that
not the same guy that robbed me. They lived in the same projects though.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And they was boys too. That's the crazy part. So it was crazy, man. Right. And oh my God, I just got closer to my pen. I entered a roller skating ring contest. It was me. And God bless Shati Shamel. That was one of my DJs. Everybody had a gimmick. So my gimmick was 2 DJs. I had 2 DJs, Rob Ski and Shati Shamel. We was called Father MC in the First Fleet. We entered the USA roller skating contest. For like 14 weeks, I kept coming in number 1. I won the thing. The deal was going to the studio and $1,000. So we took the $1,000, we split that up, you know. Between us 3, we bought everybody that came like 40 ounces back then. And I had Brooklyn out. It was crazy. Brooklyn, Manhattan, Bronx. I mean, everybody was there. And I'll never forget the guy saying, if all MC don't win this, they're going to tear this roller skating ring shit down. They was too. And it was crazy, man. All I remember is you know, when what made me go solo was we saw these cars and we wanted these cars. We wanted these, like, they were Cadillacs, but I remember we was trying to buy them and put them on layaway and shit like that. And my DJs wanted them more than I did. I wanted one, but they wanted it more. So they start hustling and they got caught. Next thing you know, what happened? Get locked up. They gone. He gone. I'm out here by myself, dolo. Now I got to, while they locked up, I'm still making it make sense. I'm wow. And then, you know, everything disappears. So my new connects, I started making, you know, I started getting with a whole new team of cats, my cats, you know, put my brother involved with me, you know. And me and my brother used to go to the studio with every dime we had from just hustling and working at Kentucky Fried Chicken. And that's, you know, it was just me and him. And I ended up start getting offers for record deals, and I really couldn't believe how it came. You know what I'm saying? Like Def Jam started coming. I mean, everybody, Tommy Boy, Epic, Atlantic, I mean, Warner's, I mean, so many deals. I went to Uptown just to get a management. I really thought Father MC was going to be on Def Jam because Leo Cohen paid for an attorney for me to get out of a contract I was in already. And I thought it was going to be Def Jam, but Dre was like, don't go nowhere. Don't accept nothing. You know, just give me into Tuesday. So I gave him to Tuesday and rocked with it. I got the call. He beat everybody. And I was like, okay, let's go.
Okay. So you met everybody at Uptown?
Huh?
You said you met everybody at Uptown and that was that?
I met everybody. I knew everybody because before the intercom, I had, like, Kurt Woodley was the A&R. So I was going to Uptown. Uptown rejected me at first. They rejected me. They didn't want Father MC. And they just looked at me. But I knew everybody. I knew Hev. I said hello to Hev when I met Hev. I'll Be Sure, Guy. You know, I seen what Uptown was doing for these cats. You know, a lot of people don't realize Ultramagnetic was managed by Uptown as well at one point. And when I seen how they blew up Al, how they blew up Guy, I was like, oh my God, man, I gotta be here. This is the house I need to be at. But for management. So when I went to them back, I went to them for management. And I played the record. And Dre came busting the door. Yo, who's that? What's that? And they said, Father. And then I was behind the door. When he came in, the door was right in front of me, and I'm right here. And then he said, yo, get that nigga on the phone. I want to sign him. And they said, well, you can sell him yourself. So I was right there. I moved the door, and he seen all the contracts. That was all the contracts from the paperwork I had, bringing it to Uptown and say, look, I'm situated. I just need y'all to manage me. So they couldn't turn me down. And he told me, you know, Lizzie blah, and then I became Uptown.
Nice. Now, what was your impression of the label? It was some heavy hitters on there, but it wasn't fully formed at that point.
Well, you know, I'll Be Sure was with Warner Brothers / Uptown Management. Guy was MCA / Uptown Management. Heavy D was Uptown. You know, Finesse and Quest was Uptown. Groove Be Chill was Uptown. I mean, A&M / Uptown.
Right.
And I don't know what Ultramagnetic was, but they was / Uptown Management. And then Jeff Red came. In the entry. Yeah. So Jeff Red came, and I saw the way, you know, I saw the video shoot, you know, I was more intertwined with Jeff Red, and I was like, okay. And then I'll never forget, Dre said, you're going to have to drive this boat yourself, baby. I'll never forget him telling me that. And
Dre said
Dre said that to me, because when Father came, it was now I'm bringing the new tier. I'm bringing the new tier in. So now I'm coming with Father MC. From me came Jodeci. From Jodeci, I bought Mary. From Mary, Christopher Williams. Heavy D was already on Uptown. You get what I'm saying? So the second real tier of Uptown, the whole division was father had to carry those lights. And it meant whatever I did, those lights had to stay on. And then came Jodeci.
Gotcha.
Then came Mary. Then came Chris. And then came Heavy D. You get what I'm saying? So it was like a wow. Nothing but steady, 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 steady. And then we had Puff. And me and Puff working on my album, going crazy, having a blast, you know. And it was real work.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Puff was crazy.
now, you had said something. You had said something in the interview, basically that Father MC was a creation. Can you talk about that? How did that come about?
Well, anybody that know me know when Father MC was Father MC, Father MC wasn't the suit and tie dude. Father MC was more of a hardcore artist. So Dre took me to lunch, to brunch, or dinner, or whatever you call it, shit, and had everybody there and told me like, yo, we getting ready. I had a whole hardcore album, and he told me like, yo, it was called It's My Turn and I'm Back. The single was I'm Back. Now, I'll never forget Bob Celestin, asshole, my attorney at the time, right? That's my guy, though. I just fuck with Bob.
I texted him, by the way, earlier. Bob's my man.
That's my guy. But I'll never forget, he said to me, he said, nigga, where you been? You back from what, nigga? I'll never forget that. You back from what, nigga? He said, you want to be a household name or you? He asked me straight up and down. I ain't know nothing. He's like, and he asked me in front of everybody. He said, nigga, he said, yo, you want to have a Benz in the projects or do you want a Bentley in a mansion? And I'm just looking at him, and that shit just put a light bulb on me. Like, he said, man, we trying to make you a household name. And the way Bob at that point had to, I knew he was new too. So he had to, like, yo, my man, you know, the Uptown lingo. And I'm sitting there like this, I'm this little motherfucker. When he leave, and I'm saying to myself, Dre said, look, man, I think I can make you a star, but certain things we got to do. Bob, a matter of fact, I was working at Kentucky Fried Chicken, and Bob called me at 4:00 and told me to come sign this deal. And I blamed everything that good happened to me on Bob, and everything fucked up that happened to me, I blamed on Bob. So Bob, he's my attorney for life, though. He's my attorney for life. Like, I love him to death, and I'm so proud of his success now, of who he became. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of people jump on your shit once you get there. I seen the potential in everybody I worked with from the gate, and that's just proven. I mean, Jodeci, when nobody was checking. Mary was on Jeff Red's record first. You know, they don't make the stink on that. She jumped on Father and then blew up. Yep. You know, you got Horace Brown, I put on my joint when nobody believed in him. I put intro on when nobody was thinking of intro. I put on a lot of cats. Dave Hollister on my album. I put a lot of cats on that I believed in. And, you know, and when, you know, cats would be giving niggas the smirks in the beginning, like, and I'll never forget, I ain't gonna mention the artist's name, but I remember I went to Andre and I was like, yo, whoa, whoa. And he's like, you got a budget? Put them on your album then. I said, it's that easy? I said, it's that easy? He said, it's your budget, dude. I was like, all right, come on. And I'm telling you. And then the group came out and blew up. So yeah, it ain't that hard if y'all know my music. But I mean, you know, everybody I believed in, you know, I put on. You know, a lot of people didn't realize
and that's on your first album, by the way.
First album.
It's usually the other way around.
First album. And I could have been selfish, like, no, you know what I'm saying? But I understood I wanted to make a stand when Father came. And then when they got me, I was wearing Versace before cats even knew what Versace was. I'm just being straight up. And that's thanks to Andre and Uptown. You know, Silver Phoenix was getting me all that. So I ain't know the Rolex, I'm from the hood. I just wanted that. You remember that gold rock watch people used to rock? I wanted that. I wanted to be that on the cover. Like, you know, it was like, nah, money. You at the table with a Rollie, Armani suit, Versace suit. We get ready to do crazy stuff with you.
Yeah.
And then as I started growing into who they were making me, I started digging it. You know what I'm saying? And it worked. Right. It worked. Right. It worked. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't knocking. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So shit. You know, I was a hothead, but I was a realistic hothead. Like I understood I could weigh the options. I could weigh my options and see what's right and what's wrong.
Yo, I went back and looked at some of the old visuals, and I saw Diddy dancing behind you. But he was also your A&R at that time. What was y'all's relationship like?
Crazy. We had a blast. Me and Diddy had a blast. I mean, man, Diddy was a funny character, boy. I swear. But Diddy was you know why a lot of people, you can't be mad at Diddy, man. I don't care what nobody say. From the relationship that we, like, Diddy knew who he wanted to be. I'll never forget, he told me we was doing a concert in DC. And he told me he was letting me hear Biggie Smalls cassette tape. And he said, I'm gonna make him the biggest guy in the world. I was like, yeah, okay. I'm got the show in front of 20,000 people and I'm concentrating on. And next thing you know, he was like, he was like, I'm gonna be the biggest rapper in the game. He said, I'm gonna be able to give myself $1 million to do an album. He said, watch and see. And I'll never forget. It worked. It happened. You know.
Yeah. He was talking about himself, giving himself $1 million.
He was talking about himself $1 million. He was like, I'm gonna have all of this. I'm about to have everything. And it worked. And you can't be mad at a brother who's seen his future, because I saw mine. You know what I'm saying? He saw you can do anything you want to, man. Really, you really can. You just gotta believe in yourself. Because I know people say, if you don't believe in yourself, then who will? No, there can't be a plan B. Plan A has to work. I mean, my brother, plan A has to work. I told him that since we was kids. I fired him. I fired my own brother, but I didn't fire him because of his not being able to do the job. I fired him because I knew Father MC wanted to take a break. So every card, I told him, and I used to stay in his ear, every card you get, keep it. Make relationships. I told him that. Then I moved to Atlanta. I stopped for a minute. I'm chilling. I'm starting to visit every country that I visited while on tour. And then I moved to LA. And my brother started coming out. He started working for BET, you know, Marquand Smith. And then he came out to LA. He used to stay with me. And then when I wasn't there, he would just stay in the house until he started breaking shit and having chicks in my crib, taking shit. So, no, nigga, you got to go to the hotel now. But he used to always talk about Godfather of Harlem. For years, for decades, I heard about this. And I'm like, bro, I remember I yelled at him. I said, yo, stop telling everybody what you're doing, because people will pray for your failure too. I said, stop. And then he listened. And Marquand is a hardhead, but he listens. And then when he started coming out and start meeting with these people, that's when I start saying he wanted something. He wanted something. And then I'll never forget, he came out to LA twice in 1 week. And they gave him the green light the second time he came out. I told him, he was nervous. I said, you got it. I said, you got this, babe. You got this. And when he started coming out and started doing it and getting it together, you know, I started seeing everybody start circling around my brother again, circling. But all the calls that we, like how he went to the studio with me, I'm doing everything with him when he's trying to get this TV thing. You know what I'm saying? And everybody we reached out to, we reached out to artists, actors, everything. Yo, you know, back my brother up. Nobody was taking the call. Nobody. It's funny because now everybody answering this call is crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. I know they are.
The executive producer of The Godfather of Harlem. Big up to my brother Marquand. Love him to death.
Shout out to Marquand. See, here's what you don't, or you might not know. Me and him worked at BET at the same time.
BET. Well, you know, you got didn't know I was the.
Yeah.
I used to always call and argue at people, like put my brother on the phone, like, yeah, with Mosi, my sister Mosi, yeah.
Yeah, we worked there together, and I was still doing all hip hop at that. I was obviously doing all hip hop, but working there at the same time. They gave me a hard time at BT, some folks there, you know what I'm saying, until I had to go because they was putting the pressure, and you know, he had his own pressure because nobody really believed in what he wanted to do. They didn't support anything he wanted to do outside of BT. So we were kind of in the same boat and vision that we had things that we wanted to do beyond those walls, but it wasn't supported.
That's beautiful,
You know.
man. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I'm so proud
Oh,
of
by
both
the
of you.
way, we gave him. He'll tell you, all hip hop gave him some. I think his first hosting gig,
Really?
or on the mic. But
That's what's up.
watch. Let him see that early reel. That early
Wow.
reel. But he
Wow.
had a
My brother
problem
used to
with one of
come.
our guys.
He remember when he licked Pepper's toe on the reality show? I said, bro, you did it. I said it's over. I said it's over. I said it's over.
Yo, shout out to Marquand. Shout
Yeah,
out to
yeah.
Marquand. I know he don't take a lot of calls too, because a lot of people from it, and we know who they are too. That's the
Yeah, we
funny
know who
part.
they are. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely know.
But if he rock
Yeah.
with you, he gonna rock with you. That's one thing
So
about my brother.
back to the
No, I said if Marquand rock with you,
for
he gonna
sure, for
rock with
sure.
you.
So yeah. So back to yo, it's crazy to hear you verbalize the people you put on. Um, with Mary, how was your relationship with Mary and Jodeci? Like beyond, the hit records and stuff like that.
Well, I was one cat. I was an artist. Like I've never been the hangout type dude with everybody. You know what I'm saying? The happy, joy shit. Because I knew it'll always come to bite you in your ass at the end. I just wanted to be in the lab and let's work. You know what I'm saying? But you had to become friends because we were on tour. Every album I was on tour with them. Every album consecutively. For 2 years. My albums, if you look at it, time span, I had a 2-year gap in each album because we was out there getting it. We was do a year here in the States, then we do another year overseas. So we go get it. And I had fun with it. I had fun making records with Jodeci. I had fun making records with Mary. And Mary was that soul I needed. That soul, her soul was so crazy. And her personality was just beautiful. And Mary is someone that I could relate to. I related more to Mary than I did Jodeci. And not because she's a woman, but Mary was just more real to me. Mary was real to me, but she was with a lot of fake, corny cats. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it was what it was, but I knew that everybody that Mary messed around with and everything, regretting the shit out of it now. Like, just if when you look back, like, damn, I used to date her. All that little dumb shit you did when you dated her. Now, that part. I mean, Mary was going to be a star no matter how you looked at it, from records to television. She's a bona fide star. The world loves her persona. You get what I'm saying? Loves it. She's she acts her ass off. Like she turned into an actress. Like, and even though a lot of people say she playing her on Empire. I mean on Power.
Yeah.
Whatever, money. She doing a damn great job doing it. Cause she got me convinced. Like, you know what I mean? So and she's really a doll, baby. Like she's real, like, but she could get out that box and get on some flip mode shit. But great person, man. Great girl.
All right. Now you did songs. Now for people that a lot of our viewers are younger. You came out in '90, and at the time, gangster rap's taking over. You know what I mean? It's starting to take control. You know what I mean? Like NWA came out in '88, and it's progressively getting more more gangster-ish, if you will. What was the climate for you seeing the changes happening? You're doing these anthems, really, really good, feel good type of records and real records, really, if you really think about it. You know what I mean? But
Right.
what was your vibe like feeling things starting to change, women being called out their name on a regular as a norm, you know what I'm saying, in hip hop? And you're
Well, you know,
doing, treat them like they want to be treated or records of that nature.
see, to me, you always can snatch the bullshit out of someone's body. You get what I'm saying? Like the gangster rap, it's called brothers got fed up. Brothers got fed up with the, this and the women, that was happening when I was making the records from the gate anyway. It's just that I was one who took up for them, and I'm still going to represent them to this day. And, I remember a group told me I sold out. They were a big rap group, told me I sold out when I came out with my records. And especially when I'll Do For You blew up. I waited to hear their next album. Their next album, I heard the same format that I brought to the table, which the R&B and singing. And I looked at them and I saw them at the tunnel and I asked them, I said, so I thought y'all said I sold out, but y'all doing the same damn thing. What's the problem? And they was like, oh, nah, man, you ain't said we was fucking with you and all. Nah, you was serious with that. So I always used to step to the people, but in my own way. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of cats can vouch for that. I wouldn't have to need a mob of cats to do that. I step to you, I pull you to the side. Like, you know what I'm saying? And whatever we gonna do, we gonna do. But I'm just gonna pull you to the side. I don't need a team of 1,000 dudes looking with the screw face on, like goonish. Come on, man. What did you say? You remember you said that? Yeah.
Right.
And that part, it makes the people understand who you are. And then they say, yo, like I do a lot of interviews and a lot of people is like, yo, I know, don't let that suit fool you with father. Father is just father. Father gonna be father from the gate. Like at the end of the day, the suit just made me think better. The suit made me say I can get this. Because if it wasn't for the suit,
I got a random. Oh, okay, go ahead.
If it wasn't for the suit, I'd probably be dead. So that's why I thank Andre Harrell for that. Honestly.
Definitely. All right, so I got two random questions. Then we're gonna talk about Andre Harrell. Did you ever have any situation with Big Daddy Kane?
No, never.
Okay.
Never.
Okay.
No words, no beefs, nothing. And I think the world wanted to see that. It's just that we two dark-skinned cats. He was a sex symbol, hardcore, and I was a sex symbol with the suit. And we used to sit down. Me and Kane used to build, like, yo, what's up, Kane? Boom, what up, father? Like that. Nothing, never, man, never.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's good.
Kane was my inspiration, to be honest with you, on everything I love. When I was working on my first album, every studio I went to, remember, Kane was on fire. So he had Here I Am, RAW, a terrorist. I'm like this, holy shit. Every studio I went in, now I'm R&B dude, treat them like they want our girls, play with my feet. And they got the posters of this cat looking like he a palm killer. And I'm sitting there like, oh shit. So his posters, believe it or not, kept me on my P's and Q's. Like, I'm coming. I know I'm coming. So wherever this suit guy gonna go, I know I'm coming. I didn't know to the extreme of how it was gonna be. And watching Kane and watching his videos and Smooth Operator, you know what I'm saying? I applaud him and I thank him, and he don't know this, and I gotta tell him, I watched him, and I had a chance to watch him before I got signed. So when I watched him, it was always like, damn, that nigga's move with the dancers when he slide. Like that was my cat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Nah,
Yeah,
me and
yeah,
Kane we ain't never had the
definitely.
battle. We ain't never fight, nothing like that. Nah.
Okay. All right. All right. Now, twofold question about Diddy, and then we're gonna talk about Andre Harrell. Um, did you ever think that some of the elements that he incorporated as your A&R, he took that to big? Um, and how did it feel to see Diddy become embroiled in such really the biggest hip hop beef of all times, if you want to call it a hip hop beef? I know that's
Uh,
two completely separate things there, but
Biggie,
it is.
Biggie, Puff, Puff, Biggie. Well, a lot of people don't realize Bad Boy was signed to Uptown first, you know, and what Puff's vision was a little too extreme, I would say personally, for what Andre built, which is Uptown. You know what I'm saying? And Puff was going into more of the streets, and Andre built this flashy, drug dealer fly. Not saying drugs, but like when you see a drug dealer, they have on all the jewelry, the fancy clothes and everything. Dre built that, and you dress and everything, and we real artists. And Puff was coming in with, I got the real artists from the hood, and it was two separate, different things. And I think that's where they butt heads. So I think Andre built the bomb, which was Puff, and just said, you know what? Threw the bomb out the window, but the bomb wasn't lit. So now the bomb falls on the floor. It doesn't explode. Clive Davis is walking, and what's this? He bends down and picks the bomb up, and he says, oh. And he takes a match and he lights it, throws it, and it blows the fuck up. You get what I'm saying? Because Puff was a ticking time bomb, ready to go. It's just that sometimes jealousy could fuck up your paper. Like jealousy could be, you can have somebody work for you and be jealous of them because they starting to rise. And then at the end of the day, you gotta respect Diddy. You got to, because he did what a lot of these chumps don't do. He went and got Dre back and said, come on, Dre.
Yeah.
For the rest of your career, I'm rocking with you. You rocking for me. Yeah. You working for me now. You get what I'm saying? And he didn't do it on no slanderish, slander, like you work for me to make you an asshole. You work for me because I respect you and I understand you the one who inspired me to become who I became. So come and work for Bad Boy. Run Bad Boy. Run Revolt. Do what you want to do. I respect that game.
Yeah, I always respected Diddy for that too, because he didn't have to do that.
He did.
You know what I'm saying?
The next question, the answer to your question, when I saw the beef come, man, it was like, it's certain ways you could approach it, but you only could say it when it comes to you. You get what I mean? Like you only could answer that question when it comes to you, because you got to be in that situation. And again, like I would have handled it a little different. Because if I get scared, I'm scared. You get what I'm saying? And if I get scared, I'm gonna do some shit that's gonna justify me being scared. If you get me scared, then it's gonna be a problem. And I'm gonna do something just to show you I'm not. But then there's another side of you that's saying, is what you gonna do worth sitting down? Is this nigga worth a cop for the rest of your life? So you gotta have that in your head too. Like, I'm about to go to jail for the shit I'm about to do because this nigga got me scared. And I think he gonna do it to me before, so I gotta get him before he get me. And I think that these two gentlemen should have had a secret meeting, just them two, and said, let's make this money. Yeah. Let's make this money for real in such a way that the world won't understand, because they want to see us beef. And these white people know what they doing. Yeah. They know what they doing. I'm sorry. I ain't sorry for shit. They know what they doing. Yeah. It's like when I was asked the question just this morning about, we should protest and we should protest. And you know, when stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love Martin Luther King to death. I love Martin Luther King, but I'm more of a Malcolm X dude. I'm the guy with the gun near the window, because if you slap me, it's gonna be a problem. So I don't think we should march. I'm tired of marching. I think they expect us to, okay, let the blacks march, let the Negroes march, and they'll be okay in 2 or 3 days. But if we show them we ain't marching, we going, if one of us go, you going too. If y'all cops do what y'all doing, expect one of y'all cops to get it too. And when they see that like it's unfair to see, it eggs me to see a brother or a sister do a crime that a white person does, and the white boy gets less time, and the black dude gets $25. I can't get that over my head. I can't get that over my head. And then my thing of it is who are y'all to say that niggas going to jail? Who are you to lock me up because somebody put in the Constitution that you go? I could see for murderers and rapists and kid, you know, messing with the kids, but you got to understand that's your freedom, man. But you doing shit in 90, I ain't saying everybody's innocent. 96%, 94 to 96% of the black men that are in jail, and Hispanics and different nationalities, are because of poverty. Because of poverty. There's no one good project. It ain't no one good project. Shit. Like, come on. Moms had to pay rent in the projects. You know, I could go on days with that one because it's crazy. But, you know, especially going around the world and seeing different cultures, like going to Africa was a big wow for me. When I came back to the United States, man, I kissed the ground. I kissed the ground right off the airport. I kissed the ground. Because when you coming from overseas, you land, get off that plane. I kissed the ground on everything I love, because we take so much shit for granted that we really don't know. And you could say, yeah, he's saying that, but no, go there and then come back home. And you'll see how much we got it so made from just wiping our ass with tissue. Right. Just going on deodorant, money. Going on deodorant is a big deal. Yeah. Man, I'm in Senegal, Africa. I go to this lady and she tells me it's like 5,000 Senegalese. I just wanted a dashiki and a cane, right? And I'm like, 5,000, I didn't know how much money it was. That shit just seemed like a lot, right? So I had, fuck it. I'm thinking y'all trying to get me. I'm American. I go upstairs, I come back down, and I'm wiping my arm. I'm wiping my armpits, right? The same lady that saw me, like said, 5,000 Senegalese dollar. I'm wiping my arm. She said, shoot, come, America, come here. So I go to the, you know, I'm creeping. I'm like, yeah, what's up? She's like, you got more of that? Oh, shoot. And she said, that. I said, yeah, this is deodorant. Yeah, I got a lot. You have more of face stuff and all of that? I said, yeah. And you know, Mom we ain't have a 99-cent store back then, but Mom went and made us a goodie bag, you know, to take for us to go overseas, right? Spray, bug spray, everything. So she comes, I come back with the bag. She grabs my bag. What do you want? I said, what do I want? So I grab the dashiki and I grab a cane and then I grab a hat. And she says, yeah, more. I'm looking like this, like, more. I'm like, fuck this. So I just grabbed, I didn't even check the size. I just grabbed some dashikis. She says, go. She said, you got more? She said, you got more? Nothing else left. I go back upstairs. I put that shit in my suitcase. Now, everybody that worked for me had their little deodorants and toothpaste and all that shit. So I'm looking down like, I'm about to tear this shit up. I robbed everybody for their shit, like deodorant, no tooth. I was the only one that had toothpaste. Niggas had no deodorant. Oh, snap. For like 2.5 weeks. It was crazy. And they give you shit just for the small things is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And they honor that. You know what I mean? Like, it's a delicacy, I guess, over there, but it was crazy.
Man, that's wild. Yo, so let's talk about Andre Harrell real quick. Talk about his legacy, how he and you were, and ultimately, just how you feel about it.
Well, Andre knew what he was doing. You got to give it to him, man. He knew what he was doing, and everybody, I seen a lot of people work for Dre, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, good example, Puff. Puff worked for Dre, but Puff became higher than Dre. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people work for Dre and work for men like Dre, and certain people are there to be workers, and certain people are there to be beyond Dre. And when I see them, I giggle to myself sometimes because I'm like, damn, y'all was right in Dre's company, but this is where you're at right now. You didn't learn like Puff was a sponge. Puff was taking shit from Russell Simmons, Barry Gordy, Andre Harrell, all of the bigwigs, and putting all of that shit together. He was putting their craziness together. Right. And he put that shit in a bag and went home and mocked every decor and personality of what he had to do. And that's when you got Diddy.
Right.
You got Barry Gordy, Russell Simmons, Leo Cohen, Andre. The biggest ones are the big Clive Davis. You got all of them. And he's getting knowledge and he's soaking it all in.
Yep.
And he became who he became. You get what I'm saying? And in that factor, he did. You get what I mean? You would have to be a fool not to take it, You'd have to be a fool not to take his teaching. And he was teaching and didn't know that he was teaching. And I used to just watch him, And I got blocked a lot. I got blocked. Dre was giving me a label. I was going to be the first label on Uptown. It was going to be called Big Dog Records. Mm-hmm. And because I was going against the Cat. You get what I'm saying? So that was big time, Big Dog Records, whatever. And I had my first group was coming out, was called In Too Deep. 4 brothers, 5 deep, not In Too Deep, I'm sorry, 5 deep. And there was 5 brothers out of North Carolina. Sing their ass off. They would have destroyed people, man. They would have destroyed your best artists. And they were coming too. They were coming. But, a little birdie goes in the Dre head, yo, why you gonna sign these cats when you at the end of the day, it's like, wow. I mean, we had them, so I was celebrating the win before I even signed anything. I was celebrating when they had paid for their flights, paid for their hotel, put them in suites, gave me money to give them for per diem. I mean, it was happening.
Right.
I mean, I was going to play basketball at the Y on Sundays with Andre and Russell. I was kissing ass like that, my dude, knowing that, damn, I'm about to have my own office, my own staff. And every time I got to that board, to that bottom line, somebody always blocked. God bless. But me and Andre, we was at, I got to LA and Monica from the girl group, the girls, she was having a party. And I seen her and Bryce. At the Beverly Center. So they going up, I'm going up, they coming down. And she's like, oh shit, father, boom. So we went down, we met, and we started talking. She said, I'm having something for Uptown tonight. Would you come? I was like, sure. Tell me where it's at. It was in Beverly Hills. And me and Hev was talking, God bless. Me and Hev was talking. Dre came, we at the bar. So me and Dre just, I always used to make Dre laugh. And I said, yeah, Dre. I said, Uptown would be in pocket if you would have gave, because he was going to give me Uptown too. He was going to let me represent Uptown. But again, I understood Uptown a little bit more than I understood my label, because you know, Heavy was his first artist. And the love he had for Hev, I couldn't even try to convince him to give it to me. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
But and Hev did his thing with Soul for Real and Monifa. You know what I mean? So that thing was, you know, everything. But every time I got blocked. I got blocked, man. I got blocked. Trust me.
That's crazy.
Because they knew I was coming. And it's to a point where it's like every time you know, like BT, I you know, no love. I have no love for it. You know?
Really? No love for BET?
BT.
Why is that?
Because I went on there. Like, dude, giving all these awards to dudes that did not even 1% of the work I put in. You can't even just say thank you for letting Mary sing on your records or Jodeci. But every time you needed something, Father was there. Boom. Father was in DC. Boom. Father was in New York at the Apollo doing your shows and everything you was doing. And I was happy to do it because it helped myself as well. But at the end of the day, damn, same thing with my brother. Like, forget me. Like, if you saying black entertainment, help brothers that have ideas to help black entertainment. You can be selective and be like picky, but help them build. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. At the end of the day, you know, and I'm gonna make them. I'm gonna make them do it. At the end of the day, I'm gonna make them do it. They got this movie coming out, the Uptown. You know, at the end of the day, I'm antsy. Yeah, they got a 5 miniseries coming out. Jeff Collins. I'm about to put the call to him and see how we talk, right? Cause at the end of the day, it ain't gonna be funny, man. If it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like they take, you know, every movie they do, they gotta lie. They gotta lie. They can't give you accuracy. They gotta lie. But at the end of the day, I want to see, being that Dre's gone, who's gonna tell the story? It's nobody that can tell the story but the people at Uptown. They getting these white boys and giving them 3 and 5 and 10 million to hey, go and do this, and looks retarded. It looks retarded. Give the brothers. You don't even, if you want the truth, give the brothers the bread and let them go do it and let them really get the fans what they really want to see. Yeah. Have you about Dre, but the fans want to know, you know, salute Dre, but we want to know about the artists that came out of Uptown.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So has anyone contacted you? Have you been?
None. Andre did. I didn't get a call from nobody but Andre when he was living. And then who else called me? Kurt Woodley was putting me up on game because, you know, he was like, you know, like, yeah. And you can't do an Uptown movie without Father. You can't. You just can't. I'm all over that motherfucker. At the end of the day, if you knew, when I wasn't on tour, I was at the Uptown office joking and cracking jokes with the staff. I was all over the place because I knew I was that important to Uptown. And Uptown, I'm not saying Uptown wouldn't have ran without me, but who knows? Who knows? Because I was first up the bat.
Yeah, I was first up the bat. And that started before he died, right? That's correct.
Yeah. I got the last text with me and Dre talking about, yo, my daughter's up there going out to audition. Don't let her stand in line. Like, and Dre's like telling me, like, no, Father, I got you. Just tell your daughter to come and tell me I'm her, you know, she's your daughter. Yeah. Dre and my relationship was like this, man. I'm telling you, I ain't agree. I wasn't a yes man. Right. I cursed him out. He cursed me out back. And like, what do you think you're talking to? Like, you know, Dre was authentic, man. And I appreciate him too. I miss him to death, man. Because he was that person I just call, and Dre always want to laugh. And I'm a comedian. Like, I'll go there and I'll just be saying shit. You could be right in front of us and I'll be saying shit to Dre like, and Dre just, the thing that would keep me going is Dre would just bust out. He put his head down and he just start laughing. And then you keep him going and he would just get sick. It was crazy. It was crazy, man. Gotta love Dre, man. Gotta love him.
I always respected him, man. He always kept a smile on his face. And that was, to me, didn't matter the era. Didn't matter what else was going on. He always was smiling, man.
Dre hated, he could not deal with confrontation. Yeah,
Right.
dude, Dre would look at you and he goes like, just he would be like, yeah, I'm gonna give you $1 million. Next thing you know, he gets 10 feet away from you. I don't never want to see that nigga again in my life. Like, Dre,
You gotta love him. I never
used to go to Uptown. I used to go to Uptown and tell niggas, yo, if y'all don't work this record, y'all getting fired, money. I used to say that to the staff, right? Mm-hmm. And I always used to crack jokes. It's like so much stuff. See, all of that impersonal shit, you making a movie, you have to get the real shit. Jodeci, mad when they shit ain't working, happy when it is. You need all of that. You need the ups and downs from Mary J. Blige. You know, and no one could tell you that, but don't even get the people that work there. Go to the artists. If you're doing a movie, go to the movie and get like, come to me and say, yo, how was Mary? How was Jodeci? Then go to Jodeci, yo, how was Father? How was Father MC Mary when he was da-da-da-da-da? At the end of the day, how was he on tour? How was he just as a you know, whether good or bad? Go come to the artist. Let the artist tell the story. Go to the employees. Let them give you they ins and outs on what's going on. But you don't tell me you got to go to a white boy and give this dude $3 million and I ain't never meet him. And he gonna talk about Uptown. You ain't even never put your hand in the door of Uptown. How you gonna tell me about me? I dare me to see me play wrong. I'm telling you, the door's gonna open up. And if they listening to this interview, I'm telling you, Collins, man, get at me. Just real shit, man. You fucking with my life. I ain't got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Trust.
I feel you.
I'm just saying,
Yeah. No, I hear you. We gonna put the word out, man. Cause
I know y'all are.
hey, the reality is here's the reality, man. You know, and I love Salt and Pepper, so let's just put that out there. But Spinderella, the representation in the Salt and Pepper movie wasn't, in my opinion, just and right. It wasn't correct. So we can't do to ourselves, you know, what we get mad at white people for doing. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get them. We're gonna get them to talk to you. Try as best we can to get them to holler at you.
You know, I was on tour with Salt and Pepper. Me, Salt and Pepper, High Five, Troop, Candyman, Tony. And I got close with all of them. I got close with Spin. And I wish they worked that thing out because those are my sisters, man. And you know, it's crazy because you have to know it and be there to see. And I know both sides of the turntable, and both sides make sense. That's the scary part. Both sides really make sense, like you know. But you know, Salt and Pepper is a brand. Like at the end, Salt and Pepper had hit records before. But then it's like, then you got to go like, yo, well, that was before. I don't want nothing before. I want when I joined in, the now.
Right.
So, you know, it's different ways you could look at that, man. And, you know, all of the girls are beautiful. All of them are beautiful. So you're going to listen to their side. You're going to listen to her side. And it all makes sense. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
And it just makes too much sense not to make sense at all, if you get what I'm saying.
I feel you.
You know.
Yeah, I feel you.
I love them all.
Yo, did another random question. My brain's always working. R. Kelly. Did he? You, Bobby Brown, I think, like there was a similar look. Aaron Hall back in those days. Who was influencing who?
Aaron Hall influenced. Let me tell you, we was at the Apollo. R. Kelly was with Public Announcement. And I seen him with the cane and he had a flat top. And that's when he was on fire. He was on fire. I watched him. We were doing the Apollo again that next year. On the Apollo by himself with a bald head in the vest. I knew it was a problem. I was just sitting there like, oh shit. It was a problem. It was going to be a problem. And R. Kelly just started running with his hits. And everybody, whoever tell you I can't listen to R. Kelly, you're lying, money. I don't care, hey, it's fucked up what he did to whatever, That man is a beast, lyrically, vocally, he's a beast. And imagine hearing him and then hearing my brother Aaron going to a tour. And they should have been best of both worlds. Because them two cats, oh my God.
Yeah. Aaron Hall was the one. He was definitely the one.
Aaron, look, me and Aaron did Madison Square Garden. When I was doing it, I pulled him up on stage. I know his ability. I know that's my brother. I got to rock with Aaron no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I worked with all of them. Me, Dame, and Teddy. Teddy, we was getting ready to do something around Christmas time, but then the COVID hit, at the end of the day. So, I got records with, like, new records with Ted, got new stuff. And I was in Vegas with him. Every week we was banging joints, you know what I mean? And, when people ask me the beef about them and I stay out of that because I love all of them. You get what I mean? Like, I know what's going on, but would I say anything about it? No, because each one feels their own perspective, have their own perspective, and I appreciate them all.
Yeah,
I appreciate them all.
Speaking of on the mic, you got new music out. You got new music coming. You got new songs that I've heard. Let's talk about your new music and where you're coming from now.
The new album is called Black Disney. And like everybody think I be bugging out when I say like what made me come back. I was just chilling, man, and I said I'll never come back until God gave me the sign. I kid you not. I haven't came back. And the pandemic hit and I'm chilling. And next thing you know, it's like go time. It was like go time for something. And I was like, let me play around. And I own studio. So I said, let me go, call my engineer. We start doing it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then, sent it to a couple of DJs. DJs were nuts. And then start really saying, okay, I'm starting to make records. And I still wasn't ready. So I put it back. And then I said, all right, it's go time for real. And then I started getting more serious. I didn't have an A&R. I didn't have a Puffy in my ear or Butt Naked Tim Dog in my ear. And I was like, just do you. Just do what you do. And I took, making the album, I took all of what I learned from Puff and what I learned from Tim and Andre and the whole Uptown staff, and I put that into Black Disney. And I made it where I showed the street cats, we can go. I showed the hardcore cats, let's get me on the record, let's go. I showed the ladies, I ain't leave them out there, you know what I'm saying? I've still got their back and I hope they got mine. And I just showed the world fun, happiness, and I feel good, and it's working. It's working, and hopefully we're gonna see in a minute. And to see on my IG, I'm at the Real Father MC on IG. Yeah, wanna hit me up. But to see what the world is saying and rocking with me, I appreciate it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
When's it dropping?
It's dropping. We're dropping right when the movie comes out. So if the movie takes too long, I'm gonna knock on some doors again. But hurry up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, brother's gotta eat. But we're gonna drop, if it doesn't drop with the movie, we're gonna drop a single. I plan to do this. I plan to drop a mixtape, give it away. Just give it away. The album's coming in back of that. You know what I'm saying? And that'll buy me some time to do what I really want to do and to figure out what plateau I'm running at, because I got a lot of people interested in the Black Disney album, corporate. Like, do I want to go back to the machine, or do I want to go and do this independent shit and do the work but gain more? Or do I just want the cup? Do I want that, get paid one big time and charge it to the game? Right. So what do I'm debating? What do I want to do? You know, I may go for the cup though. I ain't gonna front.
It's a tough world out here, man. It's a tough world out here.
Cup. I may go for the cup because that independent shit don't happen for everybody.
Yeah,
you know,
it's rough.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's the way to go though. If I had a choice of like really to go that route, I would go the independent route all day because you make crazy much more. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's been a long time, so I'd rather the cut just come and do what y'all got to do.
Yeah,
you know, and I ain't afraid of it. Either or, it's coming.
What do you think of the rap game now? You know, looking at the state of affairs. I mean, when you know the era that we kind of came through, it was dope, man. We came in the best time, man. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I tell my youngins that all the time. I'm like, wow, y'all love, you know, Griselda. Imagine Wu-Tang or you know whatever. But
you know, like I always tell people this, like. When I was coming out with my music, my moms used to think I was crazy. Like my music, they used to like, what you listening to? So when I hear people say that these younger kids, they all, you know, I'm like, nah, it's their time. This is what they doing. We can hate it to death, but it's their time. They not even caring if we like it. You get what I'm saying? They just want, yeah, yeah. Da, da, da. I don't know and couldn't tell you who's who right now. I know I do like these youngsters too. Like I love Pop Smoke. I loved Pop Smoke. God bless him. I love the baby. I love the baby. I love the baby stuff. You know, and what's making me is I like their presentation. I'm digging their presentations more than I'm digging their records. Yeah. I couldn't tell you. Unless a couple of other cats I like, youngsters out there, but I really have to pay attention to them and say, okay, that's him, you know, that's her. Like I knew Cardi B was coming. I knew she was going to be a star before. I knew that. Yeah. I knew it.
Yeah, facts. So can we get your top 5 dead or alive? We ask just about everybody that. Who's their top 5 favorite MCs or influences?
Biggie, Jada from Jadakiss, Biggie, Jadakiss, Jay-Z. Oh man, Rakim. Ooh, it's so many, man. And Kane. Okay,
yeah. Okay.
Big Daddy Kane.
I can see that. That's a nice list right there. That's a great list.
A nice list. And then see, I'm cheating because I got Coogee Rap there. I got when I was 5 years old, I realized, you know, it's a lot of them, you know. Yeah. Believe it or not, I'll be bugging niggas out because I love the Main Source. I don't know if you remember the Main Source back in the day.
Large Professor? This is me.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. A friendly game of baseball, knocking at the front door. I got vinyl from the Main Source, man. Come on,
man. That was crazy, Professor.
Don't play me, Father MC. Come on, now.
Man.
When you talk about Monica from the girls, I know who you're talking about because I got that whole tape, man.
Man. Damn.
Yeah.
I got so many, like, that's what I said. Like, when we came out back in the day, we used to have to be different. We had to be different. We had to sound different. We had to look different. You knew the stars when you seen them. You knew them. At the end of the day, now, I just got to look for a jewelry store.
Yeah.
Like, oh, right. You know, but I love these cats hustle. Yeah. I love they hustle. I love they get down. And these cats are getting way more money now than ever. You can get a hit single and get some endorsement, call it a day. Only thing I don't like is don't try to get in this game to go to jail. Or don't come in this game to die. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Get in it and enjoy what you worked for to get.
Yeah.
You know?
I have a theory on that, right? And I think that it goes back to Tupac. And I could be dead wrong. I haven't really studied these younger rappers enough. But you said it, so I do think sometimes they come in the game to die. Because, and I know that sounds crazy, right? But look how we treat Pac and Big. they're gods. You know what I'm saying? Like Big is the best of all time, no matter what you say.
No matter what you say.
No matter what you say. But part of that is how he passed away. You know what I'm saying? And when he died as well. You know, had he lived, him and Pac, it might have played out different. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. That part.
But they I think a lot of these, I mean, you look at some of these guys and they just go the whole Pac route. And I just be wondering, like, are you trying to die? Because this is real. You know?
Man, I tell you one thing, it's risky to go to jail and come back out and still have niggas support you. You know?
Yeah.
Like who I like too, Bobby Shmurda. I like me some Bobby Shmurda. I do like me some Bobby Shmurda. And I paid attention to his sit down and paid attention to the things he did while he sat down and how he took bids for niggas and everything. That's a man for you, dude. Like, you know, now my thing to Bobby is come out and destroy everything you touch. Come out and destroy everything you touch. Every record, get every penny you can. Get every penny you can and keep that memory in your head when you were sitting down and get it. I think he could come back and destroy the game. I think he really can. I think Bobby, they preparing him. And whoever got him, if Sylvia got him, let Bobby do what he got to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Let him.
I like Megan Thee Stallion too.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah.
I like Megan. Yeah.
All right, man. Like, any final words? Tell people where the you know, you already told them your IG, but like, give somebody some word of wisdom, man. These kids need that, man. You've been through it all, seen it all. To quote one phase, Prodigy.
Man, you know, Prodigy too. My guy. Oh my God, that's my guy, Prodigy. I couldn't leave him out. See, you should have gave me the 10 score. Prodigy was my guy. My thing of it is honestly, man, to the new cats. Yeah, I know what y'all doing. Just be easy, man. Get a team that don't be a lot of yes dudes with you, man. Because a lot of yes dudes gonna get you killed, they'll get you robbed, hemmed up, make you go to jail. You know, pay more attention to the family and the ones that love you, because they gonna protect you the most. You know, and be creative. Be that green apple in a bag of red apples. Be that green apple. That green apple gonna make you eat longer. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. Yeah, man, I just want to say, man, I appreciate you. When I get to LA, hey, man, I miss LA. I keep telling everybody,
when you coming?
LA, man, I'm coming as soon as I can, bro. I'm keeping it real with you as soon as I can. But I used to be in LA. I used to be in LA every month, bro, and I'm like, I'm dying right now. I miss LA so much, man. I love it.
I'm telling you, it's yesterday was 92. 92. This whole week is like in the 90s. This whole week. And then I'm off to Vegas tomorrow. I mean, Saturday morning. Saturday morning, come back Tuesday. You know, I got a house in Vegas as well, but I live in Vegas on them tables, man. I think I'm becoming a gambler, man. Too bad. It's bad, but it's
don't do it. I don't want to read about you in the TMZ or something like that.
Hey, somebody will say something. They already said I was homeless at one point. Somebody.
Oh yeah. How did that start?
Show. I don't know, money. Some nigga went in there. He had a beef with Puff, and they say nothing about Father. He said nothing about Father MC. That's why I ain't mad at the kid. You get what I'm saying? The circulation put it out there. Father MC mad at Diddy. I said, okay, let me watch. So then I'm watching this shit. This nigga showing his face. He's in a shelter. And I'm looking at him. He ain't saying nothing about Father. He's just saying his problems that he had, you know, with Bad Boy. So I'm looking at him like, why would they get this Father? But you know where they got the Father from? The headline. The headline. I ain't never have scrap with Puff. Me and Puff used to chase the chicks. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, in all the rumor, you got to understand one more thing I'm going to tell the cats that's coming in the game. You got to accept the good and the bad. You got to accept it. You got to accept it. They're going to say a lot of good shit about you, and you're going to, you can't be that cat to be like, and then when the bad shit come out, you're like, accept it. The best thing to do is ignore the shit and go away, man. It should go away. You know what I'm saying? If you put oil on it, it's going to keep firing the fuck up. Just be like, man, if you know it ain't true, leave it alone. And those who know you, and those who rock with you, that ain't that dude's character, man. So they ain't even gonna fuck with it.
Right.
As long as it don't fuck up you getting a check, keep it, push it.
All right. Yo, man, appreciate you, bro. Salute.
Man, appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
Tell your man I said peace, and I love y'all. When you get out, hit my brother up or hit me up, and let's go do something.
All right, no doubt.
All right, bro.
All right, one.
Peace.